and their homes are being destroyed, and yours may be one of them. There is a lot going on in the world. There has been a whole lot going on in the world. All you have to do is look around, if not your own life, at other people's lives, and you can see what's been happening. It's like certain events occur, and they're unpredictable. You truly you cannot prepare for everything that comes your way in life. You can't. I'm just going to say that right now. Try as you may, you can't do it. You can't cover all the bases. And you don't know when a certain disaster is going to strike your life, your family's life, your loved ones' lives, your friends' lives, the world in general. You can't truly predict it. My nose is starting to tickle. Um, there's a spirit on here. I feel a spirit. I feel a spirit on here watching right now. Okay, I can feel your energy. You're sitting here watching, thinking, what is Gina going to say? Talking about people's lives being destroyed and stuff. That's right, people's lives are being destroyed. And there is a certain somebody says, I want to, you know, I just heard, I want your life to be destroyed, Gina. Guess what? My life is not going to be destroyed. You may think that you have power over me, but you have no power over me unless it's given to you by God. And as far as I'm concerned, I am being taken well care of by God. So you don't have any power over me to destroy my lives. Okay, you don't. You don't have no power over me. You haven't taken me out yet, although you've been trying really hard to take me out. Just like a whole lot of other people. There is a spirit out there that wants us all out of there. They don't want us to have a life. They want to destroy our lives. Because if you can destroy people's lives, if you can destroy the physical things in people's lives nowadays, you can truly cause a internal impact on them. That is their goal. They want to get at you where it hurts the most. They want to get at you on the inside. That's like they did to let's see, in the book of Job. Satan, when he went before God, you know what he did? He said, well, if you do this, surely if you take your hand off of Job and you destroy more or less what he has, he'll curse you and die. He ain't going to be the person that you think he is. So he was given the authority. You go ahead and do whatever you want, but don't do this or that. So they destroyed his houses, his family, and everything. And Job still did not turn on God. And then he came back. Satan came back. Well, surely if you do this and that, a man would do anything to save his own life. So what did he do? He caused painful sores to break out on Job, to where he sat there with ashes and a potsherd and scraped sores off his body. He tried to destroy his body, Satan did, when he went before God. Guess what? That didn't work either. And then it comes to be that the latter half of Job's life was more blessed than the beginning. And there were no daughters more beautiful than that of the daughters of Job. See, that's what Satan is doing. He's coming and testing every single one of us. You may say, well, my life has been utterly destroyed. You got to stay strong on the inside. No matter what comes against you, stay strong on the inside no matter what comes physically against you, no matter what comes against you. Just stay true to yourself and don't lose your integrity. If you have lost your integrity, I have a saying, may I never live to see the day that I lose my integrity by the means of dishonesty. Let me repeat that. You should probably repeat that too. May I never live to see the day that I lose my integrity by the means of dishonesty. Integrity is everything. It truly is. A person of integrity. Well, let's look up the definition. Now I think this video is going toward integrity. That's okay. I can look up integrity. I have no problem looking it up. I know what it means to me. It's being true to yourself. It's being honest. It's being kind of upright. Let's look up the word integrity. May I never live to see the day that I lose my integrity through the means of dishonesty, because you don't want to be a dishonest person, because we're in the year of karma. We really are. And that means you get instant karma, more or less. It comes around really, really fast. And really it's like, if you do 2024, 2 plus 2 is 4 plus 4 is 8. You got that circle. Almost like the infinity circle is what you got going. No, you don't want to do something, you're going to cause karma. Unnecessary karma to come up on you. Let me look up the integrity. Integrity. Let's look up the definition. I like to. The quality of being honest and having strong moral principles, moral uprightness. He is known to be a man of integrity, honesty, uprightness, probity, rectitude, honor, honorableness, the state of being whole and undivided, upholding territorial integrity and national sovereignty. Well, there's where we're missing right there. Yes, you can look around at the leadership of the world, and it is severely lacking integrity. And they're not bringing about unification, they're bringing about deunification. There is no wholeness, it's all about unwholeness. There seems to be some coherence that is missing, and we seem to be pushed toward division. But integrity, the quality of being honest, strong moral principles, and we know it. Yes, a nagging wife is enough to break it. Oh, I see we have a troll in here. Let me just first let me address the troll. You're speaking to a woman who practically has Proverbs, Ecclesiastes, and Job memorized. And you're speaking to a woman who has the Spirit of the Almighty God on her, the Holy Spirit. And your thing right there, that is a jab at me. And I do have wisdom, which comes with knowledge. And you're gone. You are gone because you are not going to come down on here and speak down to me with that verse. Your energy is unwelcome, and you were the energy that I felt when I came on here at first. I gave you time to come out here in the live stream. Now you're gone. Farewell. You didn't like what I had to say. You lost any integrity that you had, which you really didn't have any. Your true colors came shining through. So this is the world that we live in. It truly is. We have individuals and we have bots. We have people who would rather lean to their dark side. They would. And when their life gets destroyed and they get destroyed on the inside, they will lean all the way. They'll lean all the way over here to the left. What did I say? The right side? I mean the left, the dark. They move to the dark side. They join forces with the darkness, and I don't have a problem blocking the darkness. I don't have a problem of shining my light, which comes from the greater light, on you and your darkness to shatter it. If I had a glass, I would drop it and I would let you see the shatteredness that happens when you come on this live stream and you do something like that. I would just say, it's like that. There you are. Shattered your darkness. Really, that's what I would do. They want you in the smart cities. I have something to say about the smart cities. Smart cities are built like military bases. When I lived on the military base, it was really convenient. Everything was within walking distance and or driving distance. I had no complaints about it. I really didn't. I loved it. I loved that me and my children could walk to the commissary, the BX, to the post office and stuff right there. And the base was very secure. It was. I loved it. I did love the military way of life. I'm not going to say that I did not love it. You're talking to a woman who does like to have some boundaries in her life. You're talking to a woman who likes to have some order in her life. And I don't have a problem with boundaries, and I don't have a problem with order, but I do have a problem with overstepping the boundaries and over bearing order. I do, but a military way of life was kind of built kind of like that. And as I drive down the road here in Jeffersonville, Indiana, they have miniature urgent care units, and they have all of they have the restaurants, they have the home improvement centers, the grocery stores, the parks, the walking parks, auto stores and stuff. They have everything within 15 minutes. Where I live out in the country, things are not 15 minutes. I had to drive 20 or 30 minutes to get to some civilization. So within a city, cities are already more or less, if you think about it, they're kind of like a smart city. They have the recreation centers and everything like that. I think that a lot of negativeness has been given to these smart cities. It's kind of like the neighborhoods that are 55 and up. They also would be considered smart cities because you have everything you need. They even have centers that you can go to where people donate their medical equipment that they're no longer using, and you just go in there if you need something. You go in there and sign it, and you get to take it home for free. I think that's pretty good, smart city. The ones that are 55 and up, and they have recreation centers and stuff. Um, I haven't really heard any complaints from people like that. I haven't. Whether you like it or not, smart cities are coming. Hello. Aloha. Um, yeah, hello there, Deborah, honey. Um, yeah, so maybe somebody didn't think that was nice, but whether you realize it or not, when you go into a city, it's kind of like a smart city, especially to the people who live in the city, because everything is with 15 minutes. You drive to the restaurant, you drive to the grocery. It's not like out in the country. It's not. So it really kind of is a smart city, except it might be lacking in the technology. But have no fear, the technology is already there, and probably more is coming. It's probably in the roads as you travel, every road that you travel. You notice they pave the road. Practically every summer they pave the highway here, going 65 southbound, 65 northbound. Every single summer they're paving the highway. And have you noticed, if you have a smart car, as you're driving, it's going to alert you when you're going out of the lanes, even if there is no markers on that lane. I think there is nanotechnology even in the pavement that they're using now to keep you in the whatever. Put your hands back on that wheel. Don't you take your hands off. And you got to agree to push, you got to push the button, and they're going to give you a notice. You got to agree before you take off in your vehicle. It's the world. You can't stop technology. You really can't. You can't. You're going to have to learn to adapt the world that you live in to the best of your ability without sacrificing your integrity, sacrificing who you are on the inside. You're going to have to evolve. You are. Life is hard. Somebody could say life is a bitch. It is a bitch to some people. And it's been a bitch to some people their whole entire life. And sometimes karma is a bitch also to some people, and they may have lived their life with that type of energy, and that's why they recognize that type of energy when they see it. Hello. The people thought that they never expected us. You took their son 30 minutes to the groceries. Yeah. You know what I think about having to drive a distance? That's fine. And if I had to walk it, well, it would take quite a while to walk to the store. That's why if you live out in the country, you're going to make sure you're prepared with the bare essentials, the basic essentials. You're going to have some flour, some sugar and stuff. You're going to be able to, if you can, have a garden. You're going to have to get resourceful in the future. And they can lock down the cities. They locked down the base when we lived in Berlin. It was in the 1990s, early 1990s, 89, 90. Locked down the base, even though it was an open base. And it was, what was that, contracted out to the U.S. military. We had a commissary, we had a housing complex, we had a school for the children to go to. But when the war started over there, They surrounded the elementary school with school buses and military trucks and any other vehicles they did. And they placed armored tanks at the beginning of each entrance to the housing complexes in Berlin, Germany, West Berlin. And they placed military personnel outside the entrances with their M16s, and you had to show your military ID to enter into your housing complex. Also in the housing complex, they had military tanks sitting into the middle. And before you entered into your physical building, they assigned a senior officer outside the door. Even though they lived in that building, the most senior officer outside the door had to you had to show your ID to them. Even though they know you live in the story up, the floor up from them, they know you live there. You still have to show it when you enter it. Same thing with the commissary. You had to show your ID. It was the most lockdown I've ever seen. But then there were threats that were out there. So they took some extra precautionary measures to protect the military personnel on an open base, which they were able to do. Yeah, it was different. It would be very difficult for someone who had not experienced the military way of life. If you've seen troops in the streets like that, and you're liable to see that one day, it's going to be very hard for you to envision such a thing as that. Yeah. The Germans want that base closed. There's many bases in Germany. We were on an open housing complex. My husband worked at Tempelhof Central Airport, which really the military used along with the West Germans, and they spied on East Germany. They went down into the tunnels, listening to the conversations and stuff like that. But there were other military bases in Germany. I didn't go to any of the other ones when we were there. Yeah. Somebody, what kind of aliens did you see? What country is it about? That's right. Let me just highlight your comment. Witsky Films, life is good when you do good. That's right. It is. Life is good when you do good. If you go around doing good, chances are you're not going to have a whole lot of bad coming after you. Okay, truly. This is true. Thank you, Deborah, honey. You in here. Thank you. No. But you may be living in the day and age where you try to do good and evil is always there. We're in the year of karma. We are. Yeah. The tall grays and reptilians. I haven't had very much bad happen to me in my life. I haven't. I don't make it a habit of going around deliberately deceiving and doing people wrong and causing trouble. That has not been me. That is not in me to deliberately go around being a troublemaker, a deceitful person, doing bad things, lying and cheating my way through life. If I lived a life like that, I would not even want to exist in knowing who I am on the inside. No, because that's not me. That would be a different me on a different timeline, and I wouldn't even want to know that individual over there. It's like the exact opposite of me. If I lived my life cheating, stealing, and doing all kinds of bad things just so I could get the upper hand, it's not a life to live. And you live a life like that, you're going to live in the fast lane, and you're going to live a really rough life. And when bad things come your way and you hit trouble left and right, you should know why when you live life like that. Now, how we doing over here? Azai Mora, do you know I have a lot of comments that come on here, and when I'm talking, I'm in a train of thought, and I just follow that train of thought without looking at the comments because I want to stay within a certain frequency. I don't even know what it is that you said. And if you shouldn't take offense by it. If anybody writes a comment on here, why don't you answer my question? Don't take offense of it if I don't answer your question because I'm not looking at the comments. It is very rare that I ever dedicate a video or that I look at the comments continually and answer them. Otherwise, I'd just be on here answering questions and nothing would be coming out of me because I would just be on here answering questions. And that wouldn't be me unless I dedicated a video to it. It's very rare that I do that. Yeah. Now, who are you on the inside? Oh, who are you on the inside is the question. That's rather whatever. I am LOVE. Get you some love on the inside, love and light. If you're looking for a deeper, a more in-depth question, Gina, who are you on the inside? That would lead me to believe that you think that I am someone that you may have already perceived within your being. Let me give you some examples of what you may be thinking. There are some who said she is CIA. There are some who says she is shape-shifting reptilian. There are some who says I FBI. There are some who says I am a walk-in. Well, there are a lot of people who would identify as that. There are some who say that they came here at this period of time on earth to do something, to accomplish something, and they're not going to leave until their time is done. I am one of those people. I am not leaving this earth. I am not leaving this body that I'm in until whatever it is that I was supposed to accomplish comes into fruition. I'm not. I do not know who I fully am on this side of the realm. But when I go back to where I came from on this, I'll know exactly everything. It's like everybody else who identifies with having this vessel, spirit, a soul in this body. They're not going to tell you exactly who you are before you came here. Some people have in-depth knowledge of who they were. But when you get to the other side, you will be known as you were known, and it all will become clear. Once this body is no more and you're hovering over that body and you're back to the other side, you're thinking, wow, I'm glad that's over. Don't you send me back. I don't want to go back. I do not want to have to come back to this earth and repeat. There's no way I could give you an answer that you want. There isn't. I can't give you an answer. That's right. I am me. I've always been me inside my being. I'm a very, 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 very old soul. Extremely old soul on this earth. Probably not as extremely old as others who have identified as an old soul, but I'm a very old soul. And that's all right. Yeah. I don't know what the Dragon Rider is. What is the Dragon Rider? I have no idea about a Dragon Rider. That's right. And I'm not going to be who some people think that I am, and I'm not who some people think that I am. I'm not. Yeah. You hate to tell, okay, let me answer Sean. You hate to tell you, young lady, but we don't choose the time of our death, regardless of how much left to complete. Don't put words in my mouth. Do not put words in my mouth. Do I look like an individual who thinks I can choose when I die? I'm not an individual who believes that. You don't know what hour your time will come. Just like the strong man of the house. He didn't know what hour the thief would come. If he knew, he'd stay there and he would watch over. You don't know. You don't get to pick it. But I know this, he who began a good work in me will carry it out into completion until the day Jesus Christ calls me home. That's what I do know. And that's what I'm standing on. Until it's my time to go, it's like my word will not return to me void. It will accomplish that, what it was set out to do. I have a mission here on earth. I have something to do. You may not have anything to do. You may not. But if you know that you got a calling on your life, if you've got something to do, you know that it's going to get done. If you feel that way. But if you're a person who do not feel that way on the inside of your being, I don't know what to tell you. I really don't. Yeah, I think you did misunderstand me. You did. No, that's not, I'm not going to tell anybody that I can predict the way I'm going to die. No, I'm not. I'm not leaving this place. I'm not leaving this platform. I will not leave this YouTube platform until my time on this platform is up, and I don't know when it's going to be. For all those people think, you know, you need to already be off of here. You should have been off of here. The reason you're not off of here because you're CIA. I'm not CIA, and if I am CIA, I don't know about it. You're MK Ultra. See, I've been accused of being MK Ultra. If I'm MK Ultra, I don't know anything about it. Can it just be that I'm on here because God wants me on here? Can it be that? Because I was living a normal life back in 2018. I was, before all of this happened. I like to work on my vehicles. I like to garden. I like to hike. I like to keep to myself. I was an introvert. Before all of this stuff came here, I lived a quiet life. I was living my life just like everyone else. And then boom came this and turned my life upside down. So the human Gina has no recollection of deciding I'm going to do this. No, it came to me, and that's why I'm here. It's like that. It just came to me. You start taking pictures and boom, that's it. So it's happened for a reason. Everything happens for a reason. Yeah. It takes a wonderful soul to know a wonderful soul. It does. You're not always going to have the answers. You're not. There are people who have some really wishful thinking, or a lot of wishful thinking. That is not good wishful thinking. It's not. No. Life happens sometimes. It's for a good, and sometimes it sucks. That's right. It's like as fish are caught in a cruel net, so men, you can say women too, are trapped by evil times that fall unexpectedly upon them. That's how it happens. Time and chance. Time and chance. You ever be in the right place at the right time and it happens, boom. You may have an opportunity presented to you, but because you will not accept the opportunity, you will not take that step forward to have the faith that is needed. You don't got the faith needed to step forward to seize the opportunity. When it presents itself, it passes you by, and then you get the same opportunity in a different way, another opportunity, and you don't seize it. And then you get another opportunity. Before long, the universe ain't gonna send you no more opportunities, no more chances. You be out of chances, and then you'll be taking your last breath. There's a lot of people who have a lot of chances to turn their life around. So many chances. You cannot say that life is not fair at times. You can't, because people are given chances throughout their life in the form of decisions. Which decision will you make? Will you do this or will you do that? And some people don't even think, oh, I'm going to do that one right there. And it's the bad decision and they know it, but they think of how it can benefit them the most. I'm going to do this regardless of the trouble that's with it, regardless of the pain that's with it. They're going to choose that one. Regardless if it's the right thing to do, they're going to do it so they can get ahead. No, you're given many chances in life to do the right thing, and it comes from right here, right here. This is where the decisions come. Out of the overflow of the heart, the mouth speak. The heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. Who can know it? You can't know it. If you got the wickedness in your heart, you can have the love on the inside of here. Sorry. There's a lot of complainers in the world. There's a lot of people who don't complain. There's some people who do complain at times, and then other times they're very thankful. I mean, there's nothing wrong with complaining, but you don't want that to be your life. You do not want to be known as a chronic complainer. Complain, complain, complain. Nothing good coming out of your mouth because you gotta always have to have something bad to say. You have a complaint. Well, start being thankful for what you do have. Start being thankful. You get what you get out. You get what you give out. You really do. You reap what you sow. It may not happen instantaneously. It may take years to reap what you sow on this earth. You may say there's no such thing as you reap what you sow. There's such thing as karma. There is. There's a such thing as karma. It's well documented. There's a such thing as cause and effect. You do something, there's an effect to what you did, whether it's a good effect or a bad effect. Just saying. You look for trouble, you're going to find trouble. If you look for good, you're going to find good. The choice is up to you. It is. I'm going to go. I am. So a lot of people have fallen on hard times. A lot of people's lives have been destroyed, their livelihoods, their way of life. And they're going through very rough times. I'd encourage you to stay strong on the inside. And it's not easy because not everybody is in the situation that you're in. They're not, and they don't understand it completely, whatever it is that you're going through, because we all go through our own things. And even though it may be similar, there could be other underlying issues within that it's even more difficult. It just compounds. It adds to the trouble. You hang in there and don't you give up. So I'm going to go. And with that being said, hello, wherever you are in any part of the world. Hello, from my heart to yours, love you. That's right. They're not taking me out. That's right. They don't get to decide when it's time for you to go. Only the Almighty, only the Creator who put you here. You get to decide. Really, maybe you decided before you came over here. There is a train of thought. But you're not leaving the matrix, more or less. If you're in a matrix, you're not leaving until it's your time to go. Yeah, you're not. Sorry. Yeah. That's right, Deborah, honey. Choose to have a wonderful day. That's right. Choose to have it. That's very good words. A nice phrase to end this with. Thank you, Deborah, honey. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Gracious Heavenly Father, may you be with each and every one of us, and may you give us the strength and courage to go forward and do all that you would have us to do and all that we need to do. In the name of precious Jesus, amen. Love you. Have a